Yes, it's episode 8. I can't count. What is up, sprites? How are you doing? Welcome again to the Retro Rescue and to episode 7 of the Retro Haul. So, what have we rescued this week? Well, we've still been filming, we've still been going to places where we can, but again, I've been looking more so on the eBays, and I have actually managed this week to get back out and see some of my friends around town and see what they've got to rescue. So without further ado, let's have a look at what we've managed to haul in this week. So we're going to start with an Atari Jaguar game, one I've been after for a while. Syndicate. It's actually a very good game. If you've ever seen this one before, they've had Syndicate Wars and that, and you just control a bunch of guys walking around, hopefully killing people. That's the whole point of the game, I'm afraid. So now moving on to N64, we have got a Shadow Man. We've also got this on the Dreamcast, so that will give us a bit of a basis of comparison at some point, just to see how they see how these stack up. They're from the same generation, so they should stack up rather well. Now moving back in time a little bit further to the NES. The first game up is, well, it's a golf game. Golf. Now that does look rather like Mario, a rather kind of fat Mario on there. I know I'm one to talk, although I don't look like a fat Mario, just not at all like Mario. But yeah, so we've got golf, that could be interesting. It was £5, it was worth a go, wasn't it? Then we've got 10-Yard Fight. I have no idea what this is. I'm guessing it's an American football game, or it's about guys kind of poking their bums at this other guy. So I don't know if it's about, showing your bum. I don't know. Then we've got Jurassic Park by Ocean. We've got a few Jurassic Parks we've just recently got a hold of, as you might have seen on a previous episode of Retro Haul, that we've got Jurassic Park for the Mega CD, but we've now got this on a few systems, including the Sega Mega Drive as well. I think I've got it on a couple of handhelds, so that could be an interesting little visit at some point. And then Swordmaster. Have no idea what this is. An Activision game, so you'd like to think it was okay. At least it's Activision before they come Acti-Blizzard or Activision Blizzard, however you want to call them. Now another lovely Nintendo franchise, Bomberman, but this time on the PS1. So yeah, that'd be interesting just to see what that goes like. We've got it on N64, we've got it on NES, we've got it on Super NES. I'm sure I've got something else somewhere else. And then Hogs of War, Born to Grill. I have no idea what it is, but apparently it's very, very good. I've got a funny feeling it might involve, I don't know if it involves some pigs, used in the fact that it's got the word hogs. So that could be interesting. And although we've got, on PS2, we've got a kind of Rayman collection, because I've got Rayman 1 and 2 on the PS1, I figured, well, obviously this one come out directly for the PS2. I figured I'll make sure I rescue this one because, compilations of games and that are great, but something about having the games separately. Like I say, I recently got a hold of all the Tomb Raiders again, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 5 on PS1, and then the next, I think it was 6 and 7, or however many, because there's quite a few on the PS2. So moving on to one that we've been rescuing a little bit more of recently, the Atari Lynx. So looking on the eBay, and there was a few Lynx games on there going fairly cheap in auctions. I don't tend to do the auctions a lot. I tend to like the buy it nows, and finding a good price. But I had time on my hands. So I thought, one hand. Using the mouse with my left hand is a real pain. Although using it with my right hand would probably be more painful. So, anyway, yeah, rescuing some Atari Lynx stuff. We have got Pac-Land. Need to say more about what that is. We then have Blue Lightning. On a previous episode of the Retro Haul, we had already got this, and it was on the CLZ list already, but it was a chewed up cartridge. It looked like I'd been attacked by a dog or melted by a candle or something, and it didn't work. This one was cheap in the same batch, same person I bought this off of, same seller, and that one works, so that's good. We've got Ms. Pac-Man, which we've got on the Game Boy, we've got on the Game Gear, we've got on the NES. I think I've got it I think got it on it. Everything from there going backwards, and Warbirds. Great music on this one actually. But from the same person, also had an Atari Lynx. Now, saying that it was working the last time they put it up in the loft, and that now, you know, they don't know if it's working untested. Obviously, they had games to test it, so yeah, okay, it wasn't working. But it's intermittent, so I think it could be a capacitor issue. So so for the price I got it for, it was worth it. And to be honest, the price that I actually paid for it, I was actually just happy to get hold of an original Lynx bag. I love it. It's just a Lynx bag, isn't it? If it was a bit wider, I could use it for my iPad or something like that. You know, probably get an iPad Mini in there, I reckon. But I quite like that, and the fact that, you know, I've already got an Atari Lynx that's working, and to be honest, it's probably not a massive hardship from what I've looked at. If it is capacitors, or it could be dry solder joints, it could be something really simple, and it's 5 screws. Once you've taken off the rubber feet on the back of this thing, you know, you take these off, and there's 2 screws under each of these, and then one underneath the battery compartment there, and it could be something really simple. The thing is, the screen cover itself is in better condition, but the Atari writing's faded out on this. So I don't know if this part can come off separately. I don't think it can, which is a real shame. Otherwise, I'd swap it out, because it is in better. The actual glass, as it were, is actually in better condition. So whether to swap that over or not, I don't know. We've got more Atari Lynx games still to come in, and I think got one more Jaguar game soon to come in, so they'll be on the next haul. But feel free to have a look in the CLZ list below, and don't forget to hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, and the other social media types. I do apologise for the constant in and outing of the focus. Just can't seem to get that right at the moment, although I am looking into some new cameras to run, so hopefully we'll, you know, even though I tested this out the other day and I had no issues, but I think it's the time and day and the bad lighting that I'm using. See, I'm not even doing anything and it's just going. So I think it's the amount of light that's coming in from the window over there, just the slightest change, and the camera just wants to hiccup. So I really do apologise for that, especially if it's giving you any kind of motion sickness. I'm working on it. I know we're now 7, 8, 9 videos in on the channel, and I'm still coming against these problems. But you know, I'm using a C922 as the main camera there. I've got a C920 there, and I've got a C920 up there. Those ones are kind of soft focusy, but they don't seem to be going in and out of focus. So yeah, you know, so. Yeah, as you can see, you know, they're a little, a little bit weird. So they're kind of soft focus, but I think it's because I'm using 3 USB cameras at the same time. 2 of them are the same, although the C920 is, you know, they're all in separate hubs. So, you know, I don't get the compatibility or the conflict issues, but obviously to set them, you've got to do something with the focusing and all of that. If you know what that is, and I haven't found the issues yet, if you know what it is I'm struggling with on this one, you can see it. If you've got any ideas, please put it in the comments. Help is always needed. Help is always accepted, and very, very much appreciated. So anyway, I've been Austin, you've been you. Sprites and sprites and sprites. Thank you so much, and until the next video, which hopefully at some point will actually be a game, because I'm not playing any games. But the good thing is the fingers are moving, so, you know, shouldn't be too long, I'm sure. But put your suggestions. What do you want me to play first? What's the first game you want me to play? If I don't get anything, I'm just going to play whatever I play, and then stream it and video it or whatever. So if you don't put it down there, I'll put up whatever I want. But I'd like to put up what you want, so hit it up. And until I finally get in the game, you stay in the game.